Oh, yeah, we live? I think so. Oh, yes. What's good? Happy Monday. Good morning. A fine Monday indeed. What's going on out there, everybody? Oh, yes. Yeah, what's up, man? What's going on out there, everyone? Welcome. Happy Monday. Good morning to you. A fine Monday morning indeed. Welcome to BS with B Hannas. That's me, Nikki B Hannas. That's what I call myself out here on the internet. Premise of this show, usually I'll wake up and take a nice walk and read some good stuff, come out, talk to the people. When I'm done here, go lift some weights, go to work, hold it down, do my thing, so on and so forth. And we find ourselves on a Monday. And out here in Chester County, Pennsylvania, there is a flood watch in effect. It is very humid. I woke up last night to some crazy ass thunderstorms. Feel like I was right in the middle of it, but you know what I mean? It's whatever. It's weather. Want to talk about the weather, everybody? Man, I can't believe it. It's summertime and it feels like summer. Yeah, that's all good. We find ourselves back on a Monday, back into the next week. So onward we go. Onward we go. And it's not a bad thing, man. Monday, Monday, Monday. Mindset Monday. Mentality Monday. What am I thinking about today? Man, this weekend I went out Saturday night and saw a Pink Floyd tribute band called Echoes. That was really cool. That was badass. I like the tribute bands. My pops likes going to see tribute bands. I wasn't around for the original versions of Pink Floyd or Led Zeppelin, Soundgarden. They're just the top three that come to mind tribute bands I've seen in the past couple of years. And as a musician, as a student of the game, as a guitar player, as an aspiring performer at a different scale than I perform, yeah, there's always something to take note. I go to these things and I'm like, sometimes I find it hard to just enjoy the music or just enjoy the show because I'm critical. My father told me I was a cynic. And I'm not even trying to be cynical with stuff, but I'm looking at the whole production of it. I'm watching the guitar players. I'm looking at their pedals. I'm looking at their amps. I'm looking at the racks. I'm just a student of the game. And I always fluctuate between that and watching those dudes and, not even looking at them competitively, because in many ways, even if we're all guitar players and string pluckers, we're playing different sports a little bit. I don't do covers all like that. I have no interest in being in a cover band or a tribute band, even though those are the bands that get the work. But, neither here nor there. It was really cool. Really cool. This band, I mean, they did probably a 9-piece band. When you're doing Pink Floyd, you got the obligatory, Wish You Were Here, Money, Comfortably Numb, all of which are great songs. Pink Floyd is one of my favorite bands when I'm in that classic rock vibe. But then they're doing Dogs. Yeah, they're doing Sheep. The song Echoes. Yeah, dude, it was badass. Really, really cool. Nice to unplug from my usual work misery, quasi depression, go, 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 grind, relentless, which is all good stuff. Like, I'm not, when I look at my life, I'm not like, I know the knowing phenomenon versus the feeling phenomenon. They're different things. I know that I'm doing everything I got to do. I know that I'm doing the right things, but sometimes it just don't feel like it. So in the realm of feelings and not being a miserable fuck all the time, it's nice to get out and go see some music. And then last night, Sunday night, went down and saw Buddy Guy again. Yeah, Buddy Guy, living legend. 90 years old up there playing the blues. He had this kid, this Australian kid, Taj Farrant. I never heard of Taj Farrant before. Yo, Taj Farrant, let the record show, was a madman. This dude's like some 16-year-old kid from Australia, and this dude was playing some heavy fucking blues metal if I ever seen it. If I ever seen anyone besides myself, of course. Rip just go up there on stage and just rip with a reckless and wild abandon. Yeah, this kid was it, man. It was sick. They come out like a full fledged rock band. This dude's doing his best. Zach Sabbath, just Zach Wild style, just gunning for it, just ripping. So that was really, really cool. Really high energy stuff. A bunch of young dudes that you can tell are just hungry. And then old man, 90-year-old Buddy Guy gets on stage and, he's loud when he wants to be, but he brings it quiet. He gets quiet and really has a cool interplay between himself and the audience, almost comparable to like stand up where there's a lot of crowd work. Yeah, Mr. Buddy Guy was doing a lot of crowd work, and it's just a really cool thing to see this old man, one of the original old American black bluesmen, just out here still doing it. 90 years old, and you're still out on tour. You only do that if you love what you do, and it's inspirational stuff. All of it's just inspirational stuff. Even watching a cover band, the amount of study and the amount of practice and discipline and regimen that goes into nailing all the layers. Go listen to Dogs by Pink Floyd if you're not familiar with it, because even if it's a grudgingly, there's a sludgy element to it, there's a droning element to it. Might not be for everyone's ears. If you like 3.5 minute songs that are right to the point, you might not like the 24-minute philosophical meandering that is Pink Floyd's Animals album, that song in particular. But whatever, I love this stuff. I come out here and I talk about, what I'm thinking, what I'm doing, what I'm reading, what we're, what's the virtue of doing this, philosophy and discipline, grind, work ethic, work mode, be rah, rah, rah. You know, man, I love music though. That is my driving force. And I lose sight of it a lot of times just because it ain't paying no bills, let alone it ain't putting food on my table, let alone building a life, and it's easy to get discouraged with that. Music and art, it's a different thing. I believe in the I don't know how to phrase it, I guess, but do it anyway. Do the reps anyway. Don't matter if you don't want to go to the gym. Just to use the gym as the great metaphor for everything, pretty much literally everything in life. It don't matter if you don't feel like going to get that workout. You got to go do it. You got to go do it. Even if you're not happy to be squatting that day or happy to be doing, we all love the bench press. Many of us love the deadlift. We look forward to it. But you probably ain't looking forward to this or that, the other silly, goofy exercises. You don't want to do leg raises or ab wheels or fucking whatever. What pick and choose. You might not feel like doing that, but you got to do it. And you'll be better off for doing it. And when you do all the things you don't want to do for a long period of time over and over and over and over, you will get a result. That has to be applied, I think, to artistic endeavors, but it's just different in that way. It's just different in that way. Because when you're, especially the music I like, man, if I'm a blues head, if I'm an expressive, emotive guitar player, let's just say it's gonna come out. Even coming out here and talking. It's always better when I force it anyway, even if I don't want to. But there are, it changes the thing. There's a saying, something to the effect of, knowing that you're being observed changes what's being observed. Knowing the game changes how you play it. Like there's a meta element to that when you have a higher peripheral. And sometimes ladies and gentlemen, sometimes it just messes me up. It gives me pause. It gives me a little bit of apprehension or something like that. But really, yeah, I got a gig in a couple weeks. I got a rehearsal tomorrow night for that. And when I don't have a rehearsal, when I don't have anything immediately in front of me, It's real easy to just throw that on the back burner and be like, "Yeah, who cares? We'll get to it when we get to it." And I lose like that kind of passion. That thumos lowers a little bit. It's always like a pilot light. It's always there. And every now and then though you gotta just turn that burner up. And I feel it. Once I get inspired and passionate in that regard with the music, it's like, yeah, this is the truth. And I'm a fool. Every time I feel discouraged and down on myself and apathetic and not interested in it, you know, I've never thought to myself, it's time to put the guitar down. It's time to give up my dreams. It's time to mature and grow up. I never got to that point. Never, never. But there is always elements where it's like, this can't be the priority. Maybe I have to pivot into doing something different because I'm not just this. If I was just this, there would be more results, you know? Which brings us all the way around to Monday, man. It's just move, just go forward. There's something I say all the time here: onwards, onwards and onwards only. That's it. It's a march, the long and sometimes cruel march of life, man. That's it. If you're not going forward, you're stopping. And if you're stopping, you're losing territory and ceding ground to the enemy. And that's not good. That's not good. And it don't matter how you feel. Marches, yeah, are grueling. The metaphor I'm working with, at least. I never been on a military campaign. I never been on a march to go seize a territory and siege a city or something like that. Obviously, I don't know shit about none of that stuff. But the principle of it is obvious and it's self-evident to me. Onwards, whatever the cost, only forward. There is a path and you got to do it. You got to go down it. It will illuminate as you walk it. It will become known to you as you are further down it. Otherwise, if you're just sitting on the side, just sitting on the stoop, just looking and watching and waiting, you ain't doing nothing. All the mental formulations and thoughts and thinkings, it ain't nothing, dude. That don't mean nothing. Don't mean nothing until you get out there and start doing it. And that's what I'm thinking about. It's a Monday, so chest day. Chest day is a good thing. Let me take all the music and all the inspiration and all the positive things I've had the opportunity and privilege to absorb, and be like, you know what, whatever my place in this world is, whatever my place in this life is, whatever I'm called to do, whatever the mission is. I don't even know what my mission is just yet. And there's a lot. This is something I was kind of toying with on Instagram yesterday at Heavy Blues Metal. You want to follow me on Instagram? Because I got like a posting scheme, and 3 times a week I'll post, and there's a theme to what everything that I do. And then I'm learning in real time in public through the act of writing and posting and images and videos and music and everything I like. I'm figuring out kind of what it is that it all means to me. And mission and purpose is a big thing. And that's where a lot of us get lost in the sauce, I think. That's where I get lost in the sauce. What's the point? What's my mission when I clock into a burger joint? There's many missions. There's a grand mission, so to speak, aka do your job. Don't be stupid. You're running a burger joint. You know what the operation is. You know what it is. Do it well. Boom, done. But then it's like existentially, well, what am I doing? What are we really doing out here in life? And a lot of people don't get to that point. A lot of people don't concern themselves with that. And in many ways, it is unnecessary because all the thoughts in the clouds, mind in the sky, that don't really affect if I burn the French fries, idiot. Now put them in the bag. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just it- I struggle with this kind of stuff because I don't know what's the fucking point sometimes. That's the negative. That's when the enemy gets in. It's like, what's the point? Here's apathy. Here's being depressed. Here's not giving a shit. Here's all these things that just stop you. And, the only way through that is onwards, like I just said. That's it. It don't matter if you don't feel like doing it. Find the right thing to do and do it. We all know what the right thing is. Maybe it'll be revealed to me. And it begs the question, it's like, are we seekers? Are we seekers out here? Do we seek our mission? Do we look for it and lift up the rocks and cut down the trees and hope to find it? Hope that we just find this treasure chest like we're playing Zelda or something, and there's the fairy that comes in and says, "Go. That's where you got to go. Use the force, Luke," or some silliness like that. I don't know, man. maybe micro missions. Maybe it's like everything. Small actions create habits, habits create lifestyle, lifestyle creates your life, whatever. Maybe a small pursuit turns into a bigger pursuit, which then develops and the things revealed to you. I think things are just revealed to us as we go. And it's our job to be well equipped and well armed and positioned that when we find them, what's that old cliche? Success is when what opportunity meets preparation? Or is it all just luck and some of us are just more lucky than others? Probably it's a combination of both. But whatever. Monday, Monday. A couple cats in the chat. What's up to you guys, man? Happy Monday. Congratulations to you, Splashy. By the way, that's a beautiful thing on the birth of your first daughter, man. Love you, dude. God bless. That is awesome. So let's keep winning. That's what it is. Small wins, big wins, whatever. Keep that attitude. It's like Anthrax said, dude. Keep on winning, baby. Anyway, it's Monday. The bench press is calling me. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but I can hear it in my headphones. It's saying, Hannas, come do some reps. And I shall not decline that call. Thanks for hanging out. Happy Monday. I'm going to get on out of here. You can, if you like this, thanks for hanging out. You can like it if you want. You can subscribe if you want. There's a Patreon link below. You can get on there if you want. Whole bunch of links down there. Check them out if you want. If not, that's all good too. You want some music, some heavy blues metal, NickyBHannas.com, NickyBHannas.bandcamp.com, Nicky B. Hannas on all streaming services. Follow me on Instagram at Heavy Blues Metal. You want some threads? HeavyBluesMetal.com. Anything else? Nah, that's it. Happy Monday. Keep it real. Keep ripping. One love. Peace.